finance minister. You can't run away and leave your children. If we Ghanaians are your children, we're calling you, we're begging you, Father, come back. If you're a man of principle and you believe you've done nothing wrong.
It is so unethical and even criminal.
We proceed on the basis of evidence we have received.
In some way, phone koba epium emra jumadi so in sembebre and a coso or my Ghana fancy. Yadinina ebre for President His Excellency John Mahama after sa Mampani sent the message e koma Ken ofori atta US abrochimemu obsha and koma akoto twaba ne sewani and some me and I'm a catcher way obi be kan say a strong warning and a Mampani John Mahama e de akwa Ken ofori atta akofa nsembebre e de about when in some for bi aboabo no a yadini nyina ebre for NPP amarekuo no womo His Excellency John Mahama enena ban intimidation no adoso enenanam so ama akofa nsem bebre ede ababara sana no Mampani the message bi akwa koma Ken ofori atta quick one yenkotie mra ne koba abusan samu achi papa sanse Mampani asa toaso adinkomo afa term agenda no ba quick one yenko mra ne koba ensem achi pa.
But I do believe that even by virtue of holding a position like that for many years, I mean almost till the end of the regime, you held the most sensitive position as finance minister. And at a point when your own members of parliament, 80 of them, signed an application that the president should remove you, you said something historic. You said you are like the father of children and that you can't run away and leave your children. And so if we Ghanaians are your children, we're calling you, we're begging you, Father, come back. Your children are calling you to come back, you know, but just the act of fleeing, I mean, if you're a man of principle and you believe you've done nothing wrong, I don't see why you should flee your own country. And so we'll see what the legal regime is and how it proceeds.
Director Mampani John Mahama.
Okay.
And sir, we a messenger Mampani at the ama kenoforiata.
Okay.
Sir, on the omra because now no be kenoforiata kachire sir. On timi nyaye ho. En tu kwansa mani nyeye.
Of course.
Na ye person na no dan kwakufado enye reshuffle. Na only former finance minister emfri hono. Oso akwati se ai obaten one ne matie. Na so onkonya ne maho. Kenoforiata kachese ontimi nyesa. Barenne His Excellency John Mahama enena ban betra konwa no so a. Kenoforiata se odwane agyae. Eba ne sei. Ba quick one yenwura mu en.
Well, the right man penny come away. The night to be business come on me.
Oh,
the right can for it as me. Ya chia and ma.
Yeah.
And ye jaika. But in common man penny edi chima bediako bibiso. But a man penny per se or kai Ghana for.
Yeah.
Not yet kai can for it as say and come one home.
yeah.
Rota enyezi say mampani beko program na mampani kasa na odi kenufreta issue na babetum
Yeah.
rota enye joke mampani he means something I don't say president mama yobia
Yeah.
or kasa be kase odi agro
Ba.
da bia okra okambi say oye na atia ase odi agro
Yeah.
ase onye but wani beba hoso no na oye ade no
Ba.
rota kenufreta obi a woni eti krom ha ye do man sika sem nyina ahye wonsa
Yeah.
after 8 years mutna by mu rete wadwane koka soja papa brafie o ma fiu o so ma enne mampani kura frɛ say wa fiu o ma hiaw brafie kenu frɛ say o ma
Baran me titinsem bi minim say ampa.
okay
Me titisa kenoforiata afa US for no fa dwen say afredi e wo matene ma senti wo de be maye.
wo rete ne say o tedia ma me nso mi nwuram kakra bi ko me nso mi tibi reta nkoma wo tedia me nso matene say na nso say FBI for ebe fa butreka koi na after that FBI for ni didi nkomo bi ya omo nkomo ne say aban we ni omo aye collaboration abanoma cooperate ye ewo madwumam enti no omokra kenoforata issue yi no susu say aban ye political witch hunting US aban na dwim no no omhu ni say aban the politics bi ene epe kenoforata ache no but na nsen yo mene Ghana aban edi nketahudie yie edi sawso di nkomo eti asem no yie no oma gie tumi say enye political witch hunting
after say abutrika koye no oyo screen no so a picture bi ene daso no nti mamen kan na fe no commander fatu asoma me o say the previous government of Ghana told us they cannot support us extradite the people involved in romance scam if the US does not apologize and compensate Africa for the transatlantic slave trade. US Attorney General Todd Blanche and Orisan Semi to Ghana chese o chemse na no dan kwa kufuado ene na ban time a wo mo yes wo mo ba beteche wo mo ma scam amanfo e wo US no na do se da bi won pene nti abotre kamo ne the lives of scammers ni nyina no mo na no eze aban dada no ampene but aban we de ono ma cooperate ama bibia aye okay enti unya so se no so nti ena kenofori ata de ombe so omugum
Director, according to Nkomono, nti ena omu susu se kenofori ata de omungum no me answer questions ya the best obe answer no because nanado de na koba se so obi abokro no mpo Ghana ha nanado makwan emmo machiri pa ne nkonkudi na asem
but me who say social media no so na manfo bo nanado abaso se akufo we de akufo ado yade
Director, obi obobo nanado abaso bi oyekromfo
are
se obi obako wiade wa abonten na oba de be hyedem na o protect oba ne se oba na yade se wabokro no de be hyedem umiye nje ade no mfa oba ne kwa uye kromfo
za se ko na o mo se akufo ado nso se America fo no mepa ye cho slave trade o mo de ko
slave trade no America fo ankasa ye kai omum ye involve ankasa ebe for nipa free Africa ha no Europeans me pese me bisa say slave trade ne shas ye no na US fo amanfo free US ho ene be fa nipa free akọ ereta Europeans no na di slave trade mu ntintimai omuna ne be fa nipa ne ko endi se o probi ne naka Europeans na no mu didwa omu se nipa free ha de ko no but omu ne wo so ne omu ka ene no no ntimi fa no meka se obi a wabokro no ene na yemfa right way na ye no omu nka se we need compensation director so ntimi nkoma na se o maye ye bone ye gitum se bone o maye ne yempe ye hia compensation omu mpata ye but one court anko ka se o je mpata sika na mom obi asai wade obi aye obone na oba akobokro no onipa ne fie na ye se ye beja de no usi nipa na ye obone da enti se oba na kobokro no ho a yenya oba no
but amanfo obo akufo ado abaso pa ebi mu
the right na me say nipa bebre susu say oh abrofo na sisiye omaye ye bone a lot of Ghanaians was some mentality ni say the abrofo ni ye enti no say bibini enya broni na obu no ana odi sika enya ya but the me person omoti asene say these are innocent merwafo ni kokrafo ye omoti omo ba bia ye awia wo mu and aside that Ghana for na omo ye scam no abrofo bi kan omo ho and omo ye scam into hwe ya Attorney General in about 4 months ago every year press conference ekire mu say Ghana for bi so Ghana ha enkrofas kame wo mu wo ho an obi aba say online investment bi aba na nkrofo atwetwe mu sika na omo de investment wo be wie wontime redro sika no rata ebi ho a abrofo ne Ghana for na collaborate Attorney General na yetima di ekira ne UK be akaboma Attorney General agisika over $10 million ya yegusu tracy omo abrofo no any Ghana first coming or more Ghana haro na ye de omo sika mo back e se Ghana ni nso abobi kro no wa brochira enye broni aban sika say ya aban sika na oja bi problem say ye nipa obefa slaves e de omo koye adwuma na wo evidence say we ye bi amini problem but say innocent akokra bere wa wako pension na wa bone kro no uji sika no de adwuma na sika ne ye
na say akufo na o boss commerce no ho ban but almost John Mahama be yi scammers na mama is FBI for no as a home teacher or more teacher or modo
no kro ni nyame anim nie baby ye ginan saa na MPP abreso said na tamakulu ekọ US a yentima fanama opon yedi na semye say yentima fanama enei president mama abreso na yedi na ba enti abotire kakwa akobokro no na wagisika na guni botom no nko adi na kenoforo ta abokro no na said na tamakwa abokro no no so kwotena broche yentima fanema nyanse wo mni de eni yesa wotena ha na obokro no ebe mo de wako obi nsuma akro no bo na yensu nipa wa bokro no wakose ho no na yetimi agina from some de naba na ye jesika de akro ni because abutre kasika na wonya ye no de bata eyi kwan ana enyi kwan esi hospital ensi hospital enti meme taxpayer no enya abutre kanti ena meme taxpayers money ya boaboa no no kenoforota di dwane akotena brotire na sika na simtabi onkoda kenoforota mra I am told to say yani US one agreement on extradition say ebi be ko na ebi apa it can oforiata as it stands say yes substitution ya I agree very good
okay yenya reshamusa ken oforiata and free now kosi 2028 no na ya twena ba ama prosecution no ayadwuma mampani asa toaso adi nkomo na enkomo heze emuyam de odi nkomo no wie no eno no ankasa appointees wasan wo ne wo mu wo so mampani so wate se MPP fo no didi nkomo o se umma okro no a aban no onya ohwe enti ministers a wo mu ya adwuma na nadoda kwakufu ado abreso bebre ni na mo free yenye wo mo hwe enti se wo bokro no a emra no enu bedi quick one yenti emra.
We also I also just want to touch on accountability and to say that we do not harbor any malice against any person. And indeed, I do not take any enjoyment or pride in prosecuting people if they have done no wrong. And I believe that our prosecutorial system, investigative system, and judicial system grants enough leverage for people to have justice. And so nobody would, out of, political vendetta or malice, prosecute anybody if you've done no wrong. And if you've done no wrong and you are being prosecuted maliciously, the courts will be able to uphold your rights and set you free. And so it shouldn't be like we're trying to hound our political opponents or something. We proceed on the basis of evidence we have received. And then the evidence is weighed. And if it is sufficient, there are many times we have reports and all that. Sometimes the evidence comes and it's not substantive. And so you say, if it's on the weight of this evidence, you cannot proceed to court. So discard it. Or investigate further and see if there's something else that you have not found. But otherwise, if a case proceeds, and that is why the whole system of accountability is taking time, because you need to be thorough. By the time IOCO or OSP or somebody comes and arrests the person, it means that months of work have taken place reviewing the evidence. And so I just want to assure that accountability is still our #1 priority. But like I keep saying, the sword does not cut only one way. If we find evidence that any of our current appointees or persons working in government under our tenure also has abused the public trust, the way the sword is cutting that way, it will cut this way too. And so I always caution my appointees to be very careful. Be sure you follow the procedure, don't cut corners. And the point is, if you have any doubts, I tell the ministers every day, if you have any doubt, bring it to cabinet.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, Director.
Mampani John Mahama.
Okay.
I said some NPP foka, one from PPD and Membie. But said ye Mampani Cassette, yes, and a check. Who's an NPP foka say, as a political witch chanting, and say, Omuse, oh, Cassettia Mina, not Woma Babecho. And a miracle Sabuaji DAC, Mampanisi Debbie. So more chronubia, a bina no she. The rest of one more chronodia, Yabecho, Yabajisica.
Mo MPP for Morgana. Over 4 million. No, and yes, what I say, more chronoa. unsuro say emra be adwuma aden na usuro mra at the moment obi be sha say or twene ho or dodge or complain bebre no what are suspect enei mampani come very simple enye political affiliation na mum sa waye bone a e wo se mra ne udi or sa wonye bone a adenti na wo se force say wonye bone but because of a political party nti ye force won chimtum enye je say wutie mampani come no de shemu say prosecutorial issues no it take time and san na obe prosecute obi no age se wanya evidence ya edimu ubetime anya evidence bi but we go gina court no na emu ha at the end of the day ye ntimi nyina sa evidence no so emfa njeli obi enti dentia cases no eche no ene se ye ntimi nya mistake emfa obi nkotum abra wonye bone na ye ntimi mpre ye ho emfa obi nkogina court wa abra ye ni enough evidence edi nipa no ebe fa mra kwa so age ye bibi ana ya jeli no enti ansana edu be pie mo court no na e kire se ye wo enough evidence e kire se kwadu adi bo no udi ho fo eni so ye NPP ni na o complain a say ya chi miracles untiase ya chi Abdulhanan untiase ya chi chama untumi untiase bisa say encrophobia bigger than Abdulhanan ye kan omuye CEO sa osafo manfo ye bigger than Abdulhanan o ma disika kese e wo sika che wo mo ade ne yenchi wo mo
eni asem
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia oye very big than obia in NPP enei ade ne yenchi wo no ntum ya ye kwache nipa okasama no rata seki ye pe obia ye bechi na party ni bebo forma rata ke nei ye chi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye chi honorable Kennedy Japan na ye chi Brana Champo mo a ho na party ni bebo form na ye dia fanyo markings asoso but enye miracles aboaje mo ene Camila mo omo ni ye kwa akochi wo mo ama NPP abo form but very simple what the boni ye bechi wo NPP pa omunye dede omuntietem omunkama wiase nyina nte se aban ni chi NPP fo se NPP fo nyina ye 10 na 9 abokro no a ye bechi na netwa manaka ba
esim se mampani John Mahama onye NDC ni ese de onye NDC ni
of course
de me chono atiase because owie no o de won sa command ono ankasa na pointi so entiese no unse mampani ka che se oba be involve all political parties who NPP ni no ay wadwin se ai oni ebebu man na ye nyina be kan bom ni ebu man no o ye NDC ni na why wadwen so oni ebebu man na ye nyina be kan bom ni ebu man CPP wan hwan ai akuadon komone yo mo ma PNC obi UP mo enti ye say mampani kasa sim se mampani gina o ma Ghana
erata unim
there are no ankasa party NDC for no say woni wo
there are evidence to the mampani kai obi be ka say o e settings one say settings mampani first time Oma Abuga Pele appointment. Abuga Pele a childhood friend or a new schoolmate. So we no go school. Right and nature same collaborate and for Mampani man appointment. Abuga Pele disika. President Mama time. Ye Abuga Pele dinu kokot. Ye jelino. Right a set me no te hey. Na wa be Mampani. Na se woni minti. Wa mama appointment. Na ma bokro no. Na ma jelu. Na wa jeli me. Na obiti baby say ordinary person bia unim ne baby a munyina ma be share in politics no ono na wuntime ma yenyele
eni asem no
enti se mampani kan se ma kire ndisi fo na wa adwen ye say e political talk but over to you me am te henya politics because ni school mate ya one man appointment ya jeli no for said na tamaklo so ya na example the first time and one man appointment and people by no so ma brokro no ye di na sem ye ne ntima fo na ma mampani ba ye ne de ne ba ye de ne ba ye enei and people for confirm say said na tamaklo e wo prison and then people for na be kan say finally o ma ko hu say ampa ye de na ko prison and this say o je chinye say president mama no o ye NDC ni and o be favor NDC for but these are two clear examples actually say o ye NDC ni one blow cast here obedem so ye NDC now ye kromfo I am telling you adam rane be chiwo no obeko prison
quick one yenko hwe mra mampani John Drum and mampani stories nkwan ye you wasa to so dinkomo na enkomo ye na no hye quick one yentie mra mampani se wate se amanfo bi e ko Supreme Court nyina se wonko tetem mampani adi ho nkomo yentie mra.
The people of Ghana gave me a mandate for one term, and I am working hard to meet the promises I made them. And so I always tell my ministers, I say, let's number our days so that we can work harder to meet the promises we made the Ghanaian people. I know that people have gone to the Supreme Court seeking interpretation of the clause that governs the tenure of the president. If you ask my personal opinion, I thought that it was clear enough. Me, I've read it over several times. It's exactly what it says, but if they want to ask the Supreme Court, that is their business. But I know that the people of Ghana gave me one additional term, and I'm going to work to meet the trust that they put in me. Thank you very much.
Mampani John Mahama.
Okay.
Also, the only one is Ghana for man one term pay. And the but a kind of consonant come Mampani Kaja, Wakota Temu. Because a Juma Oya and a Ghana for be who say a Jumano Sweni.
And come on, Mampani D. That video we or Tressa. Or quote one term, he penno was if from some common and my jet to me say, there was a man penoko term. There was showy, actually, say, or your leader on your greedy, or your leader on your selfish, or your law abiding, or dim rasso, right as had you. Ya two of us say, uncle for one term, not only 8 years, you were default that. Right a man penny jet to me say, upon did a man for you. Any man for sorry, I Supreme Court, including Ken Cranchia or your top NPP member. Say, Supreme Court no nkyerɛ kyerɛ mɛni mu nkyerɛ yɛ ɔmo kɔ testi brane sɛ constitution no ankyerɛm ebi a na yɛ 2 consecutive terms in say 2 consecutive terms there President Mahama wankɔ no consecutively nti obetuma akɔ for 3 term mampani si nyɛ hɔ na wɔhwɛ na sɛdeɛ ne sɛ Ghana for to abama ne sɛ ɔmɛdi ɔman no so for another 4 years they say 4 years no hyɛ yɛ bɔ na ne so ɔde hunu ne sɛ bɔ ɔhyɛ yɛ in 4 years no obetuma di so awie but say ye ka say leader we ne leader say ye pe obi amana tena konya because me fie nyina ne say ye ko test law no na law ni gitum say obi betima ko more than 2 terms ya that be a problem ye benya nipa boni ni kokotako bi within bi oba bedi mampani on si form because e bi esi wa man foforo so ye
and ye pa
enti se mampani di wie no kwa that obi ba se wo man no eno ne the only fear me wa ema tete mkomo yi eya misuro imagine say na do bu o man say the na Ghana for complain no na do far ways and means no opportunity of ko tete ene ye to aba no we ne ya de na kebesi anka ho kira ye bekom no ye ntimi rata enti de misuro ne say mampani mama betima atwa ba okwa e kina asem
but then mampani wa bini wa mamuonim
of course
ndi kade Ghana for hwehwa ne say John Mahama for 10 term. But so one could be a munsua. And yes, 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 sir. One could be a ma, and yes, but in coma only a d, but only a dinkla, nemum a insemino. Yeah. But a nay, Mampani Peso Tre Muse, Yamana Juma, a man of 4 years. 4 years, no, and a oshe. Yeah. But Supreme Court on commodie and fan what the actually say Mampani di 4 years ni wie na Supreme Court to say obetma call for another term na Ghana for here na maybe obeko but the focus near the 4 years na dia man no but my MPP Mampani bebre e my rush say we 4 years we wie na constitution man kwan na still osi onkwa yenti ase say ye hwenso na onkwa e my high ho enko Supreme Court obiam because anhwa no na nko na mom na nipa boni ni bia badachi no na kwakoko tetem quick one yanko this video emra we say no lawyer Bernard Bediako na commander lawyer Edino ensa no din oye MP ewo akwatia na no ya na oba be MP but then lawyer no chichi nsem otum say papa no abene ye papa na chichiri ya and wo biebie nsɛmani oya DC ni quick one yene akonwa na yentie ne nsɛm no
ye politicians but ansan ye be politicians na edwuma nkasa yesua eye emra bia lawyer for timpempi ya de ba ko echen wo law school eye say even wada krampo onle mukrano I say we lawyer ni you shefeni a obeda Your lawyer, Jumana, now say, I dare you, dear say, and say, your friend, you can't say, call to the bar. It dear die, say, the learned professional, now say, your penny of friends out. When you get us, lawyer, me being and be a young near fun, say, of a crime when you are come, because I some crazy lawyer, Nakata. Duty, I will say, I am on your 40, but a yana. Yashe Kasani Adini. First of all, Ninkobu Dinia, when Tinian Tremra, we are cosmitia. Who calls to be son and some to train a dream see baby. But still, that be at a pure politics, no, now politics no crime. One in the chess or no, and a piece and call so. Bisano said the social media post to ye. Say young coach. And this is a tennis, I say, you're the quiet. But on one case, when NPP on one case, or Kaipa, you can't confront with this, or can't treat him there, no different. The young man's speech yet absolutely free. Then, and that who found on co post is a young coach and this in penny food. Call was one capital. A casa no kind. Then an abbey say, Casa and say, into Biaka the dear in China. Papa. Because Emremuno yen criminal offences act at 29 and Nanado Danko Kufado, I think in 2002 as Attorney General Opushi yen decriminalize the criminal code sections related criminal libel no EFIO. But only if you know, Nanado, any NPP among you could know section 207 now, a far offensive conduct, any 208, and also far, it can be before a false publication. Hey, where criminal books, when you defamation, criminal, as woman you feel. In fact, Nanado be a president under not you run an abbey, a cahono. Almost actually be probably several examples. Several examples appear stadium num kukuani do honum damage and phenom yet nipa bebre krum hasanom kai o manko yibibia bio yet nipa doctors and fufu awe free nipa ti wo krum hanyakro ohene na buamai ono fiete na papa awe bi ensem bi o kan yese wunyaya nanka ewura akufuado efrim kasa na enye yet no yet nipa krum ha bebre. Now, a company say nothing. That means this is a chair, you chase any panel, in consonance to with a yamra, walk a section 207, 208, network and criminal code. The duty, the company, and next year, force all cars in this manner, your force them run on Enya. Yenya, NPP and DC, and come on, Yankasa, run on Enya, Papa Yankasa, in whom I say, oh, breast of your work life. By Ubi Breso de Mao on Fanya Juma. It is not fair. One, it is Senanabi, at Gansamo, okay, but say, on one crack as a Ababa, one in some more kind of a Kwame, and someone, Mamma Kayan. A more 10% now, Kayan. The wood here video in Yabaku, meaning to TNC. Some no, in Yard, what all Kaka. Na mia bufu kwa ne say bra police before car for mo hwe no no gani film tie kote baby no no say you video see what to do na say ni pay mo kwa mo say NPP o do fight NPP alaje NPP and na say ni pay na mo glorify o say ni pay na mo glorify o be di NPP adu no. It is all as a national organizer. One year when come out the most of all. Name your patrol. And
Council. Mankind Criminal Offences Act in 1969, Section 207. Bipamcho obiantie. A person who in a public place or at a public meeting uses threatening, abusive or insulting words or behavior with intent to provoke a breach of peace by which a breach of peace is likely to be occasioned commits a misdemeanor. It is more. Most attempted defamation, no, a hands were criminalizing the say. So did you attempt a offense I bet him walk to Lord Minkingani.
And one can 208 in account.
208, but your Obian Santian 208. A person who publishes, reproduces a statement, rumor, report, which is likely to cause fear and alarm to the public or to disturb the public peace, knowing or having reason to believe that the statement, rumor, report is false, commits a misdemeanor. 207, they say, Obia ubejina bedroom, and now say baby any pair treasure. Now would what threatening nipa? Say we make me you say we are may you say and now would it casabulo and now they can attempt the deal and now assembly or catch will be a chess of what did not attempt and now would it should buy be ye a chess or minor soon dry your one ubato to nasia bema yende abba and now say but then na we the okan yet will be a quatress can will be a cobo will be a quay to so ewo oman no emrem 208 ne say obiara wo ba kan asem ato enframamu ato paper so ato bia ne social media abai anase wo bi mpa ka asem a enye na wo so asem no wo so wagina baabi ka asem koro no a ana wo se wo ye ne yese anase enniema bi abeto badwam na wo report a saade na wo report no wonim se ebetimi di hu ani hurehurei ahyenipa mu ama oman som bi a ye wo no abrani nyase wo bra wonim se asama wo ka no se eye de okato mframa mu se ye report no anya no kore no wo so oto oman no mra ebowa yebetimi wakotum
Papa me da se pa ka ni awu ye na ya me percent for ye. Hwe enye me NDC ni bi ye sa de no sa bre na. Eta se condemn. Ka ye che wo de utu mu wo sa fine no so a. Fata se en fa utu. Enye so bi se Dr. Baumia opiane ne yiri ene even na bi na nkata. Obi kikan sem bi enti ko you even criticize it to say did you want to be and count the atom, and I won't cancel me. And what about the baby? A fire and a beam and swing. Oh, yes, to say, but we prefer your hero of Ghana, a woman you say more, or the attended DNA because of we are passing that or alternative. That family said, yes, just me, nothing more than that to me. Me, miss any public training, but she's all anyway, yeah, say, no, and obey you for them. I've done to your opening, your friend is saying. Ah, no, Amando said my commandos would be again. Or no, so attended ye and not the abbey hill. And this simu, and the year being a bizarre. Well, but the company say, I'm not your son, yes, and some women to be repeated, but some of my says, near mammy, try your son back one. Papa, and some more cafe your mum penny, Nana be mum penny. I said, we said it, I'm a 2 years. And some more kayak. It is a woman to say Yensempa, also a defamation. How defamatory is this? It is criminal.
Okay,
and again, none of these can be and young Kaka. Or say, Mamma plead, ya none a lawyer, any hold in a lawyer by. Look, let it be said, Papa. There is no law, and there be any who walk on ahead, say, please, you're funny, you know.
And maybe I was
maybe be any hope. Make criminal and other offenses procedure act, you know. Thank you. For kind 171. So act now, kind 171. The dear you are not a regulatory plea. The dear you go plea your fan back open. And this say,
Papa, my main king can ye. I just want to me, woman.
Oh, yes, you want.
Or say, accused to be caught.
Who cried on your lawyer, I'll be
Well, say, accused to be called upon to plead. That is the heading. Or say, A1. Where the accused appears personally or by counsel as provided under the section 79, the substance of the charge contained in the charge sheet or complaint shall be stated. Shall. Yeah, which is mandatory. And explained to the accused, or if the accused is not personally present, to the counsel of the accused, and the accused or the counsel of the accused shall be asked to plead guilty or not guilty. No. 2. In stating the substance of the charge, the court shall state particular of the date, time, and place of the commission of the alleged offense, the person against whom or the thing in respect of which is alleged to have been committed, and the session of the enactment creating the offense. There should be a 207 and 208. Okay, 3. A plea of guilty shall be recorded as nearly as possible in the words used, or if there is an admission of guilt by letter under section 71. Section 71. The letter shall be placed on the record, and the court shall convict the accused and pass sentence or make an order against the accused unless there appears to it sufficient cause to the contrary.
Thank you. The open section 79 you refer now. The one to me be near said yadi asematum so our court not any lawyer and the paper and also when she say I know you're different. But the different back court one. Sabrina send a lawyer proud of a family in Yupa. Send a lawyer proud of her. Someone a ye family didn't that can be done to say, who did for an audibim. At that stage in a lawyer and a three. Eddie, who did for an audibim no? What you know, practice, you know, and will be dear or so near to a year, and that one year, no, a break one year, no, baby, a year, no, any of you. You better be dear, you know, on table of fire, better was there, and walk us out. In fact, as I don't know, the ban in our tennis, you need a ban interpreter or what? You wasn't. You better trying to say, I fake right, you the ban interpreter. You better watch your theory, you be sound, the Udi for an audit, and no. Let it be said, and a lawyer for you, and that stage, you know, a lawyer cry a man in Kata, and you won't penny this out as it. Okay, so would you be more? And you was it, and no, dear, twice a senior, a Inakan, say, yes, twice in dinner. So, would be for you be so, you would be fine. Not court, no, I transfer away your court, and I said, yes, or better, so said, a phone out to you know, a fool to sound 1 year. Nini on the catcher, what can I tell me before? That was 9. If you enter here, there's something and over the convicted. Say, and if you are convicted, not the sentence, no, and the account. It is not even here, also. I am aware of the proceedings on the day, no, yet be son. Now, some way, Uncle Sabbath and what I say, Udibim of a family. And some you can video, you know. In fact, yes, here, what your crowd can you be crowd or our car. It's in Governor Udibim. It's none of you.
Maybe so.
Of a family, I hadn't hear me, notice. Near Nanabi cannot yet to say, lawyer, never, your lawyer now, no one you want to have high, no, or no better than say, undi for Udibim. One year, and that would be so unethical. The lawyer don't ever catch and said, Danny, one on a cassette after the Udibim. It is so unethical and even criminal.
So, Council,
funny general. I a phone call you, we are Casason for the America, whatever. So, I lawyer for the auto bed, you'll be a high. Who be some as a crafty, I said, no, this one, I'll be more so deep in one. What is some assembly year? No one for what I said, make kind to me so deep. I will deep it. It's not within your rights. So, over castle deep, over down in a castle deep.
And I Council, one why in Hakakra. Bia beginning na yedne call court no ehunti no na bebwe ru obi gina chia say kase odifo anu apache na waba ba council me wono ebe defend no ewe na sem no wo se da bi change a plea of guilty to a plea of no guilty. It is saying
no. Not some so offer lawyer. Some know the raw asset, some know raw nature, and ye be so, oh yeah, now one year because you can't say you. That's no fact, no, that's no law. That stage now, ye be so, now you're fact, ye be that law.
Okay.
And non treat and young go be a lawyer or client to the man who default. Because at the end of the law, no, they become fact, and the accused person. If you are so trust, and that say, who can say, and that say, who can say, and that say, who can say. Now, someone out there in Yana wouldn't say, no, friend, or for you. If you didn't say, no, friend, or you be so, oh, yeah, and I want, yes, I can't feel. No, lawyer and a better, your cocoa to the lawyer and a better client is a cat. What your fly is on Ethica? Because a fact in this client, accused person. If your castle this far, no, yes, and say, you're convicted and what's record, and I know your friend mitigation. What's record, so he is not known to the law, and they are not, you didn't have a court or no study on you, that in court in tamper justice with Mercy, I know your lawyer, say, okay, so deep in the air. Me a trial him, but the deal better trial say, or who be fact in a lawyer can't show so be deep in my now default. Lawyer be a better size on ethica. Fact, you know, only be some law. It is based on the fact, you know, now all lawyer, not the law, no better. So, in fact, everything I just say, oh, if you are why you say, now lawyer not say. You did asem na lawyer no be trim say for the fact to say or yeah ABC didn't say or D4 and odibem in the law not the law na ka but play and kasa dey no na law na ka say at that stage you know e ya won ye bi saw say bibi e bi edi pan yare or the hospital on to be ma bibi nti e bi kura bibi dey na to point say say the lawyer na be dinamu ni abia that is what is regulated by the 70 now all can that's a different matter but you papa dina court wa nia me kra wie ne say lee ye ndidi mienu e because you open court that time no obi anu ho no mai advice bi a obenya bi a wanya ofi ansa obi am fa tio nyina so this say nyenti a e tell be for instance ye so first now the police form out for causing statement na over court now the court in the investigation who say yes next now the police station on the mouth throw or statement there a different and no court in to set applied causing statement but not in open court no about the grand bisa say madam who for now the most beautiful now the lawyer be mo no lawyer na say the client na see asie one see asie kasa na no mka because we know and the judges are aware say lawyer be mo obetimi adane dane ade na lawyer no so enye na said yes or no na be ma be catch o say it is all application is all per se yen some family ni biwa every judge would object to it and would dismiss it and in fact even that application is not based on law and rebia ni ho kan ye be hifana me so be ho kan criminal procedure act na affecting but you know I have to say say ana say
ekuta mikra
obeka anybody and but you see let's be very careful and we pray when you are kika kom ya nze ya me se besi ne ensem bia ya ka fa ye wura fufu ando ko pe ye wura John Mahama ho pe besi be ni pedidi ai ne ni pedidi because narrative ni ko ya me yes asamo ya ntrom e be yes say no play because ama ya team ya bi o enya fe oh kasa de munya free speech look
hey council, where do we draw the line between free speech and then speech criminal in nature? Where do we draw the line?
So the line is what is stipulated in 207208. Okasa na woka say yenia edi oye ni beba. Ni ebetini akreti disaffection. Udi say America ye over 250 years of democracy. Brakwam magana ni bi anti America speech in absolute. Gan America man kasa yen wo busan samu ayeka na America nya kasa dia na otimika.
Say Hyde Park in UK.
Incitement in America. Okasa. Na so we incite a nipa against Tobia. It's a criminal offense.
Yes, sure.
Mammy, if you drink as a inside. Secondly, America said, oh, Casano, I will come. And yet, Tressa, Nancy, a branch to be where Illinois. Wapako, a threaten, your friend is saying, do not come. In Yadelino, that's about 2 weeks ago. I could do for 3 years. America, Casa, yet, absolutely. Na yeah, I knew baby. Because I didn't meet me, or you made the Abacoma. I said, for my penny once, and you dear. The little bit of your and second grandma.
Aye.
Be careful.
Okay.
But you're not from the NPP, Nana B, who to be media bamu. NBC, went to be media bamu. If you have yet you how you could do it, as a senior, you convert NBC, the NPP, but it's still responsible. Rebecca said, let's not criminalize free speech, you know. Let's rather advocate for responsible speech. Papa, may follow me, may argue, Papa. Respect your media, make us papa. But make us channel, media make criticize it. Your friend is saying, you are about me, any NPP. But we are mean to be that, and make that veil, Kasa, and Sata. And Sata. Look, a different Kasa room have been Nana B, Nankata. So, no, Kasa. Obi a friend, Brave Jamate. Obi a friend, it's a chance that you can criticize. Obi me can film President Mahama, a member who so Obi me aka. Obi a no baby so what? When they put baby, one Kasa wants to mammy some more kind. And so much energy as a book where you appeal, a dear appeal. Within your right. But they appeal. And you not embodied within a very short time. Can you pass? We could come in. So, identify to me, Baba Mando. Wait. I'm not me, and I'm more so better than Huey. It's the money we are part of MNP. I'm more than not time. No, I make a legit John Ajekun to 20 and never be a body.
Okay.
These are the person you waste precious time. I will glorify.
As my man was here.
Let's be that.
I said, yeah, Mapa Benia, yes, yeah.
That's
This is pa.